I think it looks like I can start the recording and off we go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening around the world. This is mostly Indiana, UK conversation, but undoubtedly there's always folks that kind of come in to a Globinar. Everybody else does webinars. Global Chamber does Globinars because it has the impact, and very many of them are very much globally focused. This one is a special one because it's talking to people who are coming to Indiana and also giving some sensibility about what to expect and how to stay as effective and productive throughout the whole process by connecting you to folks so that you can be successful if you're coming. And if you're already in Indiana or you're planning from the US or another location to be there and enjoy it, we're going to hear more about how to have some great success. Mark, that might be the way of describing at least what we look to do every day at Global Chamber. We're the only chamber of commerce that's global and connects members strategically and thoughtfully and to the point of asking questions and understanding each member and troubleshooting when introductions and connections go off the track, which happens. That's the way business is. And in a concerned way, work very hard because the world is hard, quite honestly. And the world's been made difficult by those politicians in almost every country. Those of us from any country know that, politicians, when they're okay, often are on our side, and we hope that's generally the case. And sometimes things either are misunderstood or things go off track or priorities are off. And so the UK's been through Brexit and other things. The US has been through a variety of things, and all around the world, people live under different conditions. And so what our suggestion is here, at least, we aren't political. We're just helping each other be more successful in business and hopefully be insulated from the stuff that could hurt us, some of which is politics, most of which is our own doings typically, and finding the people, usually clients, also people within our ecosystem that can help us be more successful. So just as a very brief introduction of Global Chamber, we've been around for 10 years. It was a brainchild that I had that started with a normal chamber of commerce, which is a point place on the earth. And those point places are very much focused in on that location. And it's hard to have a connection somewhere else because that organization isn't somewhere else. And you can talk about global, you can talk about growing to other places, and that's important. We all should. But what if I want to grow there? There's no other place that does it like what Global Chamber does. The good news is there are organizations that see the light. And fortunately, Mark's organization is one. When you go through the documentation and how it describes not only what they're doing, but what's going to happen in Indiana, it relates so closely with what Global Chamber believes in, that we need to be working together, that we strategically, that the village of us working together is much better than going it alone. The part of the issue is like, who do you work with and who do I connect with and how do I facilitate getting to clients? Those are all things that between the different organizations that are here in the room, I think we got it mostly figured out, at least directionally. There's devil in the details. There's a lot of operational things that we need to continue to work on. But one of those big leaps is just to be there in Indiana. And so, Mark, thank you for being a member of Global Chamber. Thank you for the support of our mission. We certainly are 110% behind what you guys are doing. And we look forward to not only what's going on, but hearing today, giving maybe a preview of what to expect and how to get the most out of this experience. Thank you for creating this.
Well, thank you, Doug. And welcome, everybody. We've obviously got two groups of people from the US and also from the UK today. So just to focus straight in on the Congress, this is something that happens every year or two. It's a global meeting. It's a physical global meeting. We're expecting about 5,000 people to turn up in Indianapolis. Um, and they will probably come from about 150 countries or so. So it's going to be really what we call a kind of United Nations of entrepreneurship, or a kind of Davos of entrepreneurship, um, where we bring together investors, ecosystem builders, policymakers, researchers, and many others. All the stakeholders that allow for innovation and startups and scale-ups to succeed. So this has been an event that moves around the world. It started in Kansas City, so this is the first time it's back in the US since, I'll probably need to be corrected, but I think it was 2009, the last time it was in the US. And then it's moved around to Shanghai, to Dubai, um, Medellin in Colombia, Moscow, Milan, Melbourne, all the M's, um, and also into the Middle East, into Bahrain and Riyadh, and then we run also regional events. So last year we had two. We had one in Africa, bring together 43 African nations for a GEC Plus, as it's called. And that was out of Cape Town. And then over in Puerto Rico, we had one for the Americas in July. So they're a great way of bringing those people together. We have a ministerial, so that's why I call it the kind of Davos of entrepreneurship, because we bring possibly up to 40 countries will join. We'll send a minister, and they will literally sit around one very large round table and discuss for a day what is working, what is not in their areas. And so it's a great exchange of ideas. It's a great opportunity to network, to make new friends. And literally everybody leaves their politics at the door and really gets their sleeves rolled up and talking and learning about entrepreneurship. So that's an overview on it. So we have a fantastic delegation coming. This is the largest ever from the UK to any of our GECs. So we're expecting possibly up to 40 people. We've still got people thinking about it and registering. So it's a great opportunity for those UK members to spend time with each other, but also to engage with yourselves in the US, and also with all the other nationalities coming into town. And so I think might be quite useful at this stage. I think if we've got a little bit of time at the end, it'd be great to have some opportunity for people on the call to ask some questions, particularly of with some sort of sense as to what to expect in Indiana. For many of us, it's a city we haven't visited, so it's going to be a new experience, and we're very much looking forward to it. So I'm not sure. I think, Matt, are you available to speak? Do you want to add anything to that? Matt Smith is VP for Global Entrepreneurship Network, and is organizing a lot of the ministerial meetings and the like, the Startup Nation meetings. Oh, there's Matt.
Thank you, Mark. Hi, everyone. Apologies, I'm having slightly intermittent internet issues, so let's hope I can remain connected. Mark has done a very good job kind of giving the detailed overview of the background and the structure of this event, and the rich kind of nature of the UK delegation. We're incredibly excited to return to the US, and I think for a lot of us, first time in Indiana and Indianapolis. We're partly here to kind of make sense of what's happening in Indianapolis and the wider state, but also conscious that there is a lot of entrepreneurial innovations taking place at policy level and the ecosystem level in cities and states across the US. And we actually have a session on Thursday morning where we're getting state level policymakers together from across the US to talk about that. What else to say? No, I think one of the USPs of GEC is twofold. The fact that we do have people coming from 150 plus countries, in some of the more unusual countries that you may not normally engage with. And secondly, it's the fact that there are the different audiences in the room. So the founders, investors, policymakers, and ecosystem builders, the latter in the broadest possible sense of the term, including those running incubators, universities, startup associations, corporates, foundations, and more. So to have that breadth of audience and the breadth of countries in one room is really quite a unique kind of format. And it leads to some really interesting conversations that can't really be achieved elsewhere. So yeah, do encourage those that are dialing in from Indiana and elsewhere to look in and see if you can pop in and say hello and join us there. Between ourselves and our partners with the Indiana Economic Development Corporation, we have some codes that can offer discounts to get in as well. So I think that's all from me. I'll hand back to Mark and Toby. And I think, Toby, you joined us yesterday for our kind of drinks with the UK delegation and a few dial-ins. For the Brits on the call today, it would be great to get a little bit more from you as to kind of what to expect and what to look out for when we land and spend.
That would be great. And just to maybe as a way, Mark, is it okay if I introduce Dr. Toby?
Absolutely. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
So at a macro level, it looks like an amazing calendar, and a lot of the framework will and the success framework will depend on the people that you meet there that are from Indiana. There's nobody that knows trade better than Dr. Toby Malachi. And then layer in Indiana, he's the king. He is Dr. Toby Malachi, the founder and CEO of Malachi Group Worldwide. He's also the managing executive director at Global Chamber Indianapolis. He's counted on by the governor, by all sorts of leaders within Indiana to be an advisor on anything related to trade because of his long experience and his deep connectivity, his caring for the community, for them to be more successful as exporters and more better receivers of investment from around the world. Indiana is known by many people, but Dr. Malachi lives in Indiana. He lives trade, and he is the one authoritative leader that you'd want to know in Indiana. So we're very happy and pleased that he not only is a leader here at Global Chamber, but I'm very happy that all of you, most of you, hopefully all of you, will be able to meet him and to learn from him and be connected by him and to have a great program. Dr. Toby, thank you for all that you do. What would you like to share about what is in store?
Wow. Thank you, Doug. If I could only blush, that was really overly generous and kind of you, and your exemplar leadership as our founder and CEO of Global Chamber globally is duly noted. Thank you. Matt, I have to tell you, I'm hungover from the drink reception yesterday for meeting all the UK delegation. we had a great time, Mark, and I'm looking forward, Mark, to meeting them all in person. What an outstanding, energetic, powerful group of leaders, business leaders, entrepreneurs. Many of them asked, could I get them a ride around the 500 track? We have a little race ready to happen this weekend called the 500. I don't know what the Indiana Economic Development Corporation has planned, but a personal friend of mine for over 35 years is heads up Penske's heads up the Indianapolis track, and sometimes there are rides given. So I don't know what they have, but for a couple of guys who asked me, I'll look into that. We'll see what happens. No promises. At least I'll look into that for them. We, by definition, are Hoosiers. We're very friendly people, very open people, very welcoming people. The city is abuzz about the GEC coming. Many did not know what the GEC was. I had a little insight because I've been following you for a number of years. Malachi Group Worldwide, we operate in over 70 countries around the world, and we're in our 43rd year of business, so I'm familiar with GEC and the great conference is going to take place. Many people, including our mayor, Joe Hogshead, has stopped and talked with me, the governor, anybody that Doug said associated with trade, thinks trade, going to be trade, they want to know what this is. They want to come in and sign it up. I'm the immediate past vice chairman of the Indiana District Gas Board Council, which Doug is a member in Phoenix, and we're appointed by the U.S. Commerce Secretary. I've heard back from Washington from people, on the GEC coming. So there's a big buzz here. We have a lot of activities planned. I sent a note, Mark, to your brother, Jonathan, and he was kind enough to respond to me immediately and asked for my voice to be a part of everything that's going on. And I've been a delegate twice to the World Economic Forum. And when you said that Matt's going to be heading up the ministerial part of aspect of it in the meetings, I'm looking forward, Matt, to speaking to you about that. As he said, we're going to take that format a little bit after the World Economic Forum. There are many activities available. Restaurants downtown, I know I eat a lot, I eat out a lot, are open, ready. Hotels are ready. I went over to the Westin myself. I think it's your headquarters for the UK. So I went over shaking hands, kissing babies, and I want to make this just the most enjoyable, memorable experience especially for every delegate that's coming from 150 plus countries, 5,000, especially from the UK. I think you have the largest delegation. I didn't say this yesterday, but my godmother is actually from Liverpool. So I have a kinship to the UK. Someone's going to be, I just found out just about 40 minutes ago, the former head of philanthropy in Nigeria, Thelma Ikior, now lives in Nigeria, and she's going to be there at the conference. So I'd like to make an introduction to you, to Mark and Matt, Jonathan, everybody that will be in attendance. Also, one thing to know about Hoosiers, we have big hearts. Don't be afraid to ask us anything. We'll direct you, we'll speak with you, we'll help you get where you want to get to. It's one of the most friendly cities. It's a volunteer city. We're known for our volunteers and the great work we do. It's great infrastructure. And just anybody that's involved, you can have my personal phone number, my personal cell number, email, connect with me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, and anything you need, don't hesitate to ask. The Global Chamber is playing a significant role. We have some of our board members that you're going to get an opportunity to meet as well. It's going to help me out in this endeavor, and how Indianapolis and Indiana now has kind of come into its own. The former governor, who's just out named Eric Holcomb, Governor Holcomb, had a saying. It was called Indiana, bringing the world to Indiana, and the world bringing Indiana to the world, and the world to Indiana. And that's why we are so, Mark and Matt, we are so excited to have this be a part of that. I know Governor well, and the current governor, Mike Braun, I've talked with him too about coming in, and we're really excited. You're going to find we have a fantastic small business ecosystem here. We're one of the best in the country, headed up by Morgan Allen, whose name you'll hear at the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. She's is responsible at a meeting in Kansas City, bringing GEC to Indianapolis. and her boss, Dave Watkins, who I've known for many, many years. I met with them about 6 weeks ago. So to anybody that's on the call, anybody listening, don't be bashful. Anything you need, you want, call me, send an email to me, call me. I don't care. My company motto is, we doze but never close. Have a successful day and think globally.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Toby. That's really great. Yeah, we're looking forward to experiencing your warm welcome in due course. And I believe, Doug, we also have one other speaker, Attorney Demetrius Evans. Am I right?
Yeah, Demetrius is an
Demetrius,
amazing
hi, with your
attorney and leader based in Chicago. And those of you, I think, know that the Midwest, there are 14 known areas within the US in terms of different cultures, and the Midwest is one of those. And so Indiana, Chicago, even though they may not recognize that there's some alignment, they're really there's some similarity there. And so we thought we'd have Demetrius also say a few words of welcome. She is knowledgeable. She's an expert on the law. She's an expert in trade. She's passionate and enthusiastic and to support people to be successful. Demetrius, thanks for all that you do, including not only leading your own firm, the Evans International Law Firm, but also being the advisory board chair for Global Chamber Chicago. What would you like to add to what Dr. Toby has said about folks coming in?
Good morning, everyone from the Chicagoland area. I wish I could say that it was nice and sunny outside, but it's not. But you knew that we're the windy city. As far as Global Chamber, we are having an awesome year going into the second quarter, and it just keeps getting better and better. And this is definitely part of it. I'd like to, I don't know how long I have to speak, Doug, just a couple seconds.
Just a few minutes. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I definitely want to talk about level up in Indianapolis. By the way, I have family from Indianapolis. And so I was, as a young tot, I was taken back and forth between aunties and uncles there. So it's exciting to see what's happening there.
I am kin to Evans.
Oh, we might have to. Oh, you might be up one of my long lost cousins. But one of the things that's happening is Level Up 31, which is really fascinating. It has like all sorts of city improvements, and it aims to improve mainly traffic safety, reducing congestion on Indy's north side, designing the entire town for more comfortable communities and residents and visitors. So infrastructure improvement always works, right? It's always gonna, make it a wonderful place to be. There is also there's a rise in Black-owned businesses in Indianapolis. It's to the tune of 58%. Boom. So there's a major boom. And 39.1% of those businesses are run by women. We run the world. Just joking. Okay, my little Beyonce thing. Okay, but also the 33.8% of local firms are versus 15.1% of the Black population. So really just showing this growth. I know, being from the Black community in the United States, that if you have this type of boom for the African-American community, then it is booming for everyone. Right? Because all of the initiatives have to sort of come down. My brother would say, you put the cookies where the kids can reach them. And so a lot of times there are barriers that African Americans have had to business. So if you see this kind of boom, that means it's all coming down. It's being accessible for everyone. What does that mean for me? For me, that means that now those who were, here, entrepreneurs just getting started, I need to have e-commerce, wherever you start. However you do it, I think it's great. You need to watch out for your intellectual property. But if you are just able to rise and get, really into the flow, maybe a couple million or something like that, now you're going to be able to start going global. And that's where I think that we're going to see, when I travel, instead of people saying, oh, you're from the Illinois Midwest area, you're really from Chicago, they're going to say you're from Indianapolis. Okay, that's what I think is going to happen. And I mean, you know more than I know, but I think Doug's already talked about it on the trade horizon. We still have geopolitical issues that continue to affect us all worldwide, individually and collectively as a world, but that's okay. We're getting past it. Our trade has continued to increase. As a matter of fact, in the Chicagoland area, I am a part of the Illinois District Export Council, and we just, together with the U.S. Commercial Service, hosted a slew of international companies just coming to find out what we have to offer. So those delegations, is my understanding, this is what the Congress is designed to do. This is what's going to happen. Organic conversations popping up about, oh, I have this warehouse. Can we utilize this? That's what I think that you were saying, Dr. Malachi, earlier about like the event from last night. And I was like, hold up, they didn't tell me there was going to be a party. I would have came in early. So I love that. That's what this is for. So everyone that's going, please take advantage. With trade on the trade horizon, again, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we have some cybersecurity issues that we really have to be aware of. There are new laws around it. Definitely protect your intellectual property. And I am finding, I'll just give you this little tidbit, that as we are still coming out of a trade war, kind of, brewing everything that's happening there with the tariffs, I have really found ways to, to look at the tariff codes again, and to work with customs to make sure that things come in more smoothly. So if there's anything that my company can do for you, I'd love to do that. The TEAL firms, it's really the acronym for the Evans International Law Firms. We've been in business for 16 years. And graciously, Doug has allowed me to be a part of the Global Chamber for the last 3 years, and where I am on the advisory committee advisory board as the chair. So amazing to have, to be able to toot your own horn, but when other people recognize what you've been able to accomplish and on the global scene, like, thank you. So yes, I will put my information in the chat, and I hope that it's a globally successful event.
Well, thank you so much. And you mentioned, sort of the local communities and the rise of, now the majority of businesses being run by Black entrepreneurs. That's fantastic. That's something particularly to be proud of, not just in the US, but anywhere. We have on the Thursday, which I think is the 4th, no, it's the 5th, we've got several tours happening of the local ecosystem. And I'll just stick the link in the chat so people can see details. Oops, if I can type it.
How would you frame what does the week look like? Are you going to be going through that just to kind of give a high level?
Well, we won't go through it now because there's so much in it, but if you go to gec.co.co, that will take you to the GEC page, and there you've got the full agenda. There's also an app, which I think is GEC Event or Event GEC, which is available for Android and Apple. And what we have effectively is 4 tracks. So whether you're an entrepreneur, an investor, or others, and so all of these are running in parallel. So there's more content. You're going to miss more than you can see. That's the reality of it. There's just so much stuff. But all of that again is on the website. And of course, anybody who wants to join, as Matt was saying earlier, we've still taken registrations up to the last minute, so that'd be great.
So the general theme is to pick one of the 4,
if you're an investor, or you're an entrepreneur, it gives you you know, at least a focus on the stuff that you're more likely to be interested in, or it's been designed for you. And then there's some general sessions which apply to everybody. And of course, there's a lot of entertainment going on in the evenings as well, a lot of events. So it's a packed schedule. Nobody
Amazing.
gets to sleep very much, put it that way.
What are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I think for me it's some of these general sessions actually, because it brings to your point earlier of the kind of the global lens on things. We have some incredible speakers, Mark Cuban, famous entrepreneur, which I think probably everybody knows, doing a keynote. And I think, again, if you look at the agenda, you can just see the kind of the range and the quality of the speakers and the topics that are covered. Given time, Doug, I think it might be worth at this point just pausing to hear from some of the people on the call that might have some questions for the audience. Sorry, for your for those of you. Sorry, for people like Dr. Toby, who could maybe comment on Indiana or Indianapolis-based topics and questions.
Brilliant. Thank you. Yeah, please unmute yourself. Ideally, raise your hand, but if unmuting yourself you can't find that little hand, sometimes that happens. Please,
Or
please.
wave your hand. Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions or thoughts, ideas?
Okay.
Oh, Sanchit, how are you? Good to see you again. So you're in Indiana, and you and I have been connected on LinkedIn, and you joined the Global Chamber Export League India a few hours ago. So thank you. You know Indiana pretty well as well, and you know India. What question do you have?
Well, my question to all the colleagues based out of Indianapolis and Indiana, because Indiana is a very strategically placed in US. It's called as cross center of America. So I'm looking for some partners in Indianapolis who we can collaborate for a warehouse or logistics. We have a lot of potential customers from India who are looking for logistics in US. If someone from our community have this kind of services, so would love to interact with them. This is what I was looking for. So yes.
Well, thank you. Go ahead, Doug.
Dr. Toby, do you guys know each other, and would you like to address the question?
I'd like to address the question. No, I have not had the honor yet of meeting you, sir. I look forward to that to come to pass. We have a very strong India business community here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and one of the leaders is a good friend of mine. He's going to be at the conference. But to address your specific question, there's a gentleman who was going to be on the call this morning. He just called me. Tim Harris II has a logistics company that I'd like to introduce you to. It's All Points Global, and they have different kind of certifications now, even steamline ships from all over the world. And I would love to introduce you to together. He would be something I think would really meet a lot of your needs, and vice versa. And then their family business is a 400 million plus family business as well. Their hands all over the world as well. So I'd like to bring you two together.
That would be very helpful, Tom. Thank you. So I'll give you a background. I'm the founder of Namaste Global and Namaste Wellness. So we majorly deal with wellness and healthcare products, getting it from India to US. This is where I'm looking for partners in Indianapolis specifically. Of course, we have a strategic partner in New York because that's a good base for healthcare. But I'm looking because Indianapolis and Indiana being in the center We have a lot of partners from India whom we can provide logistics here for a cost economical solution. So this introduction from your side will be very helpful. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We have a saying back here in Indiana, and you so notably said it. We're right in the middle of America. So our day used to be called the crossroads of America. You can get to 2/3 of the United States of America within 8 hours from Indianapolis. And 2/3 of all trucking transportation comes through Indianapolis, comes through in Indiana. So thank you for saying that, sir.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Toby. And yes, I'll connect you on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll follow up.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you.
We had one question in the chat from Chris Shannon. This is kind of a practical one. You land at the airport, now what? So what are the best routes can you recommend to get downtown from Indianapolis Airport?
Me?
I guess it's probably you because the man from Indiana, from Indianapolis.
Okay, yes. The best route to come down to Indiana there's only one way per se, and that's 70 East from the airport. It's a straight shot. We have matter of fact, our airport. You come to our airport, we're pretty proud of it. I think we've been rated the #1 airport for like the last 4 years in America, 4 or 5 years. So you're going to really find it's an outstanding airport. We got some surprises for the delegates coming in, Mark, I might say. I don't want to give away everything here, but there are some surprises coming at the airport coming in. But the straight shot would be 70 East downtown, and it's interstate, smooth ride once you hit it, and you're there in probably about 20 minutes.
So apart from a taxi, is there a train or a bus option as well?
No train, and no bus per se, but there will be cabs, Uber, Lyfts, and maybe IEDC may arrange some transportation I don't know about yet. But those who've talked to me have been their own services. Lyft, we got a great Lyft and Uber at the terminal. Easy to get to. It's about a, I don't know, $15 trip, maybe $12, $13, $14, $15 to get downtown, from there. So it's one of the quickest ways, to get down. Taxis probably a little bit expensive.
There's quite often we have a kind of welcome desk set up in the airport, and sometimes there's also been transport laid on to the downtown hotels. So we'll try and get that information beforehand before people fly, but otherwise just keep an eye out as you get off the plane and see if you can spot that desk. I'm sure people will be waving at you and smiling at you. But they may well be running buses on the kind of busier times when people are coming in. So
I'm sure one of the guys that heads up security out the airport is a personal friend, police officer, personal friend of mine for 40 years. And I know they'll be welcoming delegates, people coming in to the red carpet. I know that for a fact.
Okay. Great.
Also,
So
I'd like
we've
to
got people on this call from Scotland, from England, from different parts of the UK, and just wondered if anybody else has got any questions on there, what to expect or what you might want to know in advance about Indianapolis and the scene.
I see Daniel Zaretsky from Uzbekistan here in the call, and I now vaguely thinking, Daniel, I don't know if you can talk, but are you part of this organization globally as well? Have you attended one of these events in another location? And do you have plans?
I can talk. Thanks, Doug. I can't put on the camera. When I was in Tajikistan, I founded and ran the Global Entrepreneurship Week Tajikistan.
Oh, great.
So you did remember correctly. Now I'm in Uzbekistan, and believe it or not, my late father was from Indiana, and I worked 2 years. Yeah, I worked 2 years at Indiana University in Bloomington. In Central Asian stuff, because Yeah, Indiana University is the best university in the U.S. for study of the whole Eurasian region. So I was
Thank
involved in the Central Asian languages administration there. This is more than 20 years ago, and that's how I first visited Tajikistan and decided to move there. So yeah, so I'm not really part of the community anymore, but I get the email every Friday. I mean that the Jen and I follow what they're doing. So it's nice to see everybody.
Excellent. Were you part of cyber as well at IU?
I
Center
kn-
for
I know it exists. I wasn't, I may have been to an event or something, but we weren't necessarily uh uh this is, going back more than 20 years ago, and I'd say that Central Asia's only really open for business in the last 5 years, besides Kazakhstan. Uzbekistan was a closed country. Now it opened up, and there's so much happening. I did a video with Doug about opportunities in Uzbekistan. It's on YouTube, and there's so much now. I'm overloaded, so it's better to be overloaded than sitting doing nothing. But yeah.
well,
So thank
outstanding.
you. Nice to see everybody from the community.
So
Thanks.
Daniel, I'm at IU University in downtown Indianapolis right now. Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, okay.
I'm a Hall of Fame basketball player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't look like it, but I was.
Oh, okay. Well, I just want to tell you not to hog up the call here, but I am an undergrad of Michigan, so sorry about that.
Oh,
And
oh,
yesterday, your Pacers destroyed my Knicks in the last minute, so in the playoffs. So
well, if I may, that's a great segue because on the phone is Olivia West. Olivia, if you unmic I'm on your mic. Olivia is actually the voice of the Indiana Fever,
oh
which
well.
has famous Caitlin. We have Caitlin, famous Caitlin Clark on. So Olivia is actually the voice of the Indiana Fever. I asked her to join us. So Olivia, if you're still on, say hello.
I don't see her.
She must have dropped off.
Yeah, yeah. So I think she was on earlier, but there is a question from
Yeah.
Lori. Lori, did you have a question? Thank you. Thanks for joining today.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly, yes.
Awesome. All right. So I actually just found out about the call this morning. So I apologize. I'm still in my gym attire, but I got to thank Demetrius Evans because I follow her on LinkedIn, and that's how I found out about this. Demetrius and I had the luxury of being on a small business panel about a month and a half ago, and it supports small businesses in underserved communities. And my name is Lori Swilly. I am the CEO and founder of Leap HR Consulting. So I provide leadership training and HR consulting. I am also an adjunct professor, and I do business leadership training for a couple community colleges. So I am not a resident of Indiana, but I am certainly familiar with Indiana, having supported the market through various roles that I've worked in. I've worked for Home Depot, and I covered Indiana as well as covered McDonald's as a part of the Central region. So I've been HR directors, I've been HR leaders for a lot of companies, most recently Allied Universal, where I was there for 3 years, working with Canada as well as North America. So Indiana is near and dear to me. My family also lives in Crown Point, Indiana, so I go there from time to time.
Know where it is.
Yeah, so I'm intrigued about what the chamber is doing. Being a small business owner in my community, I have been a part of the chamber, but it doesn't really have a global presence. So this is a good opportunity for me to learn more about what you all are doing. So thank you.
That's so awesome. We'll carpool together, okay?
Yes, definitely. If I can make it, I'm still trying to maneuver, but the conversation has been very engaging and enlightening. So I'm looking forward to hearing more, and hopefully, if things work out with my calendar, possibly attending. So thank you all.
Well, thank you. And I think Matt was saying that there's a discounted rate now available for people on the ground. I'm just going back through the messaging here. I think he was suggesting it is, I'll check it, but I think it was $49, so it's hugely reduced for late bookings. So no reason not to now at that price. So and come meet the world, and that's really the opportunity I think here is for people to meet literally the world in one room. And I call it my global family, and it's certainly great to see everybody every year or two. So it's a kind of real version of global chamber, so in the flesh.
Love it.
So I think you're planning to come too, aren't you, Doug?
I'm trying to figure out what day to come. That also a lot of my framework of question around the agenda. I'm going to dig into the agenda to see what makes the most sense. But if for leaders they can only do a day, how should you think about that question?
Oh gosh, I think again it depends on what your interests are, but it kicks off really on the Sunday evening with a kind of internationals meetup, but the real official start is on the Monday morning. There's quite a few, as I say, overlapping sessions across the 4 days, Monday to Thursday. So I think it's just really picking what content you particularly like to sort of choose the day that, and of course how it works with your calendar. But
Very cool.
most people come for the whole thing if they can.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Mark, you and I kind of chatted about this just briefly via email, Doug, that if I know you're coming in, what have you, where I'm willing to, it's a tight schedule, packed schedule, but I'd be willing to sponsor a reception for everyone from the UK and on, knowing how we put that together, but I know the time schedules and things are conflicting, but I have that flexibility. That's something, Doug, I'd love to, I could pull 100 people together, a couple hundred people in a blink of an eye. So we have that option there. And for Monday, there's an event that's part of the Indiana Africa Innovation Committee. It's going to be at a cigar bar not too far from the west. Actually, it's a walk, and it's including a lot of African. We're having 2 African ambassadors there as well, and a lot of other dignitaries will be there as well. So it's free, open, and I want to make that available, as well. But if you have the time, I can put together a reception. I'm a member of a couple private clubs, and we can do that just like that. You just tell me. Everybody's got my information in the chat box. Tell me what you need. Just tell me what you need.
Okay, great. Let's circle back with Mark. Mark,
Yeah.
we're at the end of the program. Did you want to make any additional kind of final comments in terms of what folks from the UK should be thinking about, and anything else for the rest of us?
Make sure you have your ESTA form or you won't get past immigration. Only I say that because it does currently it's taking up to 5 days when it used to take 15 minutes to get it approved by the US authorities. So make sure you don't leave that to the last minute. And just confirming, I've just put it in the chat that for people local to Indiana, through the IEDC, yes, the rate is $49. So absolute. Bring family and friends, as they say. All welcome. So that would be fantastic. And otherwise, I think we're all just looking forward to getting together. And as you say, offline, we'll maybe try and find a good time. Matt will have a good idea on maybe the best window to try and get everybody together for a reception of some kind, so, a meetup.
That's the
physically on
key.
road.
Where
Yeah.
we do typically side events like at Select USA and the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. And so we don't want to compete against what's there. We just want to
Yeah.
complementary do something. Dr. Toby, would you like to make any final comments?
Just that we're very excited. I'm excited. We're honored to have you into our city and our state. And I think Mark and Matt, Doug, that you're going to be surprised by in Indianapolis. It's a safe city. I'm also a chaplain on the Marion County Sheriff Department, so we've had briefings. So we're going to take real good care of you. We got a beautiful downtown, and so just welcome you to that. And then Mark, I'll speak with you and Matt offline about a couple of VIP events, if I may. And we're just hoping, that good travels, safe travels, and as Mark said, allow some time for traveling now. Things are a little bit more problematic in some areas. So welcome.
Thank you very much. Well, if there's no other questions from everybody, you can go and start packing your bags and getting ready to go. We look forward to seeing meeting everybody in person there in Indiana.
Just as a final comment, Mark, two things. Number one is in 5 minutes, we're starting another Globinar. We have a number of them today. It's called Networking That Works, Building Real Business Relationships in the U.S. And so those of you in the U.K., it's free for members and non-members if you're looking to build relationships with folks in the U.S. We've got some experts out of the Las Vegas chapter who have put together, and there's a lot of Poland connectivity in that group. If you're interested in learning more, feel free to jump in there. That's free. And then finally, Mark, you're amazing. And both what the group does globally and the mission is just so aligned with all the things that we believe in. It's just so wonderful that you're pulling people together year after year and making such a positive impact on the world. Thank you and congratulations. Appreciate the collaboration.
Thank you. And it's great to have Global Chamber coming together with us. So let's more of this in the future, I hope.
Absolutely.
Thank you again.
And thanks, Jim, for organizing. Thanks, everybody.
Take care.
Thanks,
Bye now.
Demetrius. You're
Be
amazing.
global, be unstoppable.
Be unstoppable. Absolutely.